I have a change in plans, and I'm going to tell you about it next. I've got a change in plans as far as this 10 style challenge that I put out to myself in regards to the Sunshine Challenge, the Sunshine Challenge Home Brewers competition. I'm not even quite sure what the entire full title is, but it's the homebrew competition that the brew club I belong to hosts. So I want to make sure I have my best efforts ready for that. And there's a couple things I'm running out of. One, time, because the Pale Ale, if you had seen the Pale Ale episode, you know I was very surprised by the results. I'd like to make it again and have a second one on hand to decide which one I'm going to make. I'd also like to do that with the wit beer, which I'd like to try that with the Abbey Ale yeast that I got for the Trappist Single beer and the Belgian Blonde that I will get to in a second. And there's also a cream ale that I haven't done yet in relation to this recording. It's just a few days away in my timeline of recording because I don't have to wait for fermentation and bottle conditioning in this video, but that's a whole time warpy type thing I'm not going to get into. But my point is the cream ale is one of my older recipes that I kind of have dialed in. There's still some tweaking here and there I could do, but it's probably long overdue some kind of feedback in the form of being judged at a competition. So I'd like to get that brewed and done, and maybe a second version with another yeast, since I have this huge yeast bank right now. Actually, a lot in thanks to this particular series. So to clear up the calendar and make sure those beers are not only brewed, but fermented and bottle conditioned and aged to the point of maturity, I guess is one way to say it. I don't know what word I'm looking for. I have to boot a couple things off the schedule. And I'm going to take the Kolsch off, which is a shame because I kind of wanted some feedback on that. But the other three that I'd like to enter, which I think I'm entering now at this point, they're more overdue, the feedback, than that is. And there's going to always be other contests and competitions to get that feedback on. And I'm going to kick the Belgian Blonde right now. I'm not getting rid of them. I say kick them out of the calendar, but I'm kind of just moving them ahead because I have ingredients for both, and I can't, and particularly the Belgian Blonde, I really can't use them for anything else that I'm planning. So they'll be made. But I want to clear that calendar and get these other beers, the second version of these beers brewed, to see what will be my best effort to enter into the competition, get the best feedback, represent the club, and if it does anything beyond that, even better. I mentioned I was running out of a couple things. Actually, I kind of trailed off there. I'm also running out of bottles. Running out of bottles for beers that I'm not going to do anything with. There's the old beer, the old ale, the German Pils. We've already determined they're not going to be entered. The California Commons are fine to drink, and so have a couple others. But let's see, and I've been getting 8 bottles out of each gallon, which is unusual. I planned for 6. So there's a case of bottles. Those 3 beers, that's a case of bottles they're not going anywhere for a little while. So I don't mind buying bottles, but if I don't have to by rearranging the calendar, that will help out as well. I think time and bottles is about all I'm running out of. I have plenty of ingredients. For the most part, I do have to I think I have to buy one in order to second brew. Oh, I have to buy some more cotton candy because I ate the rest of the cotton candy. Other than that, time and bottles are the big thing. So that is the plan. And since I am going to be doing the Pale Ale again, I'm going to add another episode to this Sunshine Challenge portion of this series that I'm going to, right now, the idea, you know what grain to glass, well, of course, if you've seen this channel, you know, because that's what almost all these videos are, grain to glass. I was going to do computer to competition, where I sit at the computer, tweak my recipe based on what I learned on this, and record the brewing, and go to competition and just get some footage of the competition. Kind of document what the whole process is from coming up to a recipe to entering it to what the award ceremony is. Again, not thinking I'm going to win anything, but at least to see what the entire experience is for anyone that's never done it. It might be new to them. So I thought that was another opportunity to do that. So I'm going to do that at least with that beer. I probably shouldn't have went ahead and announced which beer I was going to do that with. I should have just said I was going to do that and do it with all 3 beers. And if one of them happens to even get an honorable mention, I could say, yeah, that's, it just happened. I was just happened to do this series and oh my gosh, this one got some attention. But So that is the update. Those styles will be made once I get what I feel, or at least get options out there and be able to pick what I feel is my best effort. Again, the best I can do with what I got so far. The one I want feedback on is what it comes down to. So little change in plan. Show's still going to go on. Shouldn't be any break in episode releases. Just not going to see that Belgian Blonde and Kolsch for a little bit, but they will be showing up sometime sooner than later. So before we wrap up, I did grab one of the pale ales out of the fridge. It is now at, I think, 30 days since it's been brewed. And of course, with a hoppy beer, those hops are going to age out a little bit sometime down the line. I don't think we're going to lose hop flavor yet, but I want to see if like kind of if we get a different flavor now that it's aged for almost a month than we did after, I think it was 3 weeks when I tasted it last time. So at least we got carbonation. I'm always worried about that when I bottle carbonate, or bottle condition. When I force carbonate on a keg, I know there's CO2 going in there. Whether it's enough or too much, that's another story for another episode. But I always get a little nervous with bottle conditioning. So, oh yeah, that's looking good. Now you also get afraid of overcarbonation. I don't think we're quite there. We are it's a little high. I also poured not very well. I was going to say poorly, but then you followed a pour with a pour. And I went and did it anyway. The aromas are still really nice. You get that little bit of floral, a little bit of herbal, a little bit, just a teeny touch of that sweetness on the back end for that aroma. Aroma is really nice on this, a lot better than I expected. I would like to, yeah, foam on my nose. All right, I was going to try to let the head die down, but I do have some other things to get to tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and taste it. I will say, we still got that chill haze. I think when I rebrew this, I'm going to fine it, just to give it a little more aesthetic points towards it. But it's not terrible, but I can clear it up. I know I can clear it up, so I'm going to give it a quick taste and wrap up here. I think it's better than the last tasting. This is better than it has any right to be with that miscalculation. It's good. I think it can be great. I'm very surprised. So I'm down to 6 bottles now. I'm gonna make another gallon with some tweaks. Really, the only true adjustment is I'm gonna get the efficiency correct. Do it again at right efficiencies. Fine it like I talked about, and then I'm gonna, when it comes time to actually submit the bottles. I think the day before I take them, I'm going to taste both and see which is better, because this is far better than it has any right to be, but I'm looking forward to try to make it even better. One more taste before we go. I didn't describe the taste. I should have mentioned that. The hoppiness in it is still is the main thing. Not a whole lot of malt characteristic to it. And again, with the hoppiness, it's kind of what I described in the aromas. Just a little less floral on the taste. More citrus, just a little teeny bit of earthiness without being any kind of dirt flavor or vegetal flavor. The sweetness is almost completely gone. If there was any, I'd have to go back and watch a video, but as opposed to the aroma, it's not there. But it's a very pleasant citrus, bordering on fruity. I'm trying to pick any pine. The pine would be stretched. I don't think there's any pininess to it. I think it's all floral, citrus, and just an underlying earthiness hop. The hops combination in this is definitely not going to change. So, all right, let's wrap it up. Thank you for watching. That's what's happening. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the little bell so you're alerted. That's an alarm bell. I just made that connection. Hit that bell so you're alerted when those episodes come out. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.